What is going on today, guys? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know it's been a minute. It has been a crazy work week at the bar. Things are really going well, but it means that I'm working a lot more. Anyways, I have something to share with you guys today that I've really been looking forward to. I have been hunting down this card for quite some time now, so I'm really excited to unveil this card. As you guys can see from the back, it is an old cert. For people that are like, what is he talking about, old cert? Look at the back of this one. This one has a modern back, a modern cert from PSA. And this one is the old back. This is the classy vintage back, in my opinion. It looks awesome. And honestly, you guys know this. I have found a lot of awesome deals, and I found a lot of great condition cards that were old cert, old graded cards. Just because it was graded way back when doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to be a really strong copy. And I'm really excited to talk about this copy in particular because I got a phenomenal deal on it. Well, I wouldn't say phenomenal. I would say better than average, definitely better than market. And we're going to talk about that. And I'm also going to talk about PSA Vault and how I think it is still making a great landscape for collectors, especially on eBay, who are buying cards on eBay. Being able to send your cards to the vault and withdraw them for a small fee right now is really incredible. Honestly, it's no different than the eBay vault used to be, but it does take a little more time. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this card. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and let's flip the card around because I know you guys really want to see what this is. You guys know I've been working on my Aquapolis and Skyridge secret rare crystals. I usually refer to them as crystals, and someone the other day messaged me and was like, what does crystals even mean? That's what I mean when I'm talking about the crystals. I like that little subset, as well as the gold stars, as well as first edition base, as well as a lot of other sets, which I will get to down the road in terms of continuing to buy slabs of cards that I just really, really idolize. And last but not least, first edition Shining cards, which I still think that market has a lot of room to run. And I just think those cards are phenomenal. And I had the unlimited Shinings at one point, but now I'm going after the first edition, so that is going to be a hump. I have saved a lot of money towards our next home. We are still shopping for houses, so things are going pretty smooth right now, and I have really curbed my spending as far as cards go, so I'm really proud of myself in that respect, but I had to splurge on this card, so here we go. Let's go ahead and unveil this. Now, I'm sorry, guys. You guys know from the last live stream we had, which thank you everybody that came out to that live stream. I did mess up my finger, so it's going to be nasty. It's going to be gnarly. I messed it up on a hedge trimmer and got some stitches. That was about a week ago, so I'm sorry if you think my finger is nasty. Anyways, moving forward, let's jump into this. Let's see it. 3, 2, 1... Bam! We got a gold star Mew. This thing is absolutely crispy. Absolutely beautiful card. I'm really upset that I put this off for so long. I could have gotten a better deal on it had I just pulled the trigger on one of these much sooner. There was a time where I could have got this card for I think $900. So that's kind of a bummer. I ended up paying $13.50 for it. I feel great about that number. Someone offered me a private deal, Pete from Grogu's Cards. He offered me a private deal a couple months back for $1,200 for this card. I should have taken that deal, but at the same time, if it led me to getting this card, which is super, super crispy clean, a very, very strong 9, potentially, in my opinion, a PSA 10 candidate. Honestly, I think this card could easily get a PSA 10 if we resubbed it. If there is any issue on this card, it's got to be on the front. It might have to do with the fact that it has a print line. I'm thinking because it was graded a long time ago, we can see right here the 2 certs. So that was graded quite a long time ago. I have a lot of really, really nice 2 certs, but I'm thinking it does have a print line. Let's see, where is that print line? I think it's on its tail, which is great. Or is this on its face? No, it's on its tail. You guys probably won't even be able to see it, but there is a little print line right here. Yeah, you might be able to see that print line that my finger is on. Anyways, there is a print line on the card. That's the only thing I could find on it. I'm very OCD. I'm putting this stuff under microscopes at this point, magnifying glasses, really looking for any flaw, putting it in harsh lighting. I mean, I don't want to hide what's there. I don't just want it because it's a 9. I want the cleanest copies that I can find for the price, and I think that I'm probably never going to buy these cards in 10s, even though that would be kind of the next level up. I don't know if I could ever pull that off with so many options of 9s hitting the market, and 9s doing really well value-wise and growth-wise. I think that 9s are still a great play, and I might even continue just buying 9s. Gold stars have become something that has infected my brain as a collector. I've become pretty obsessive about these cards, and it didn't used to be that way, but I now have a new respect for it now that I'm coming very, very close to completing the entire gold star set. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. So there are 450 of these guys in population, or more than that in population. So I can't quite understand why everybody is trying to get $1,800 for this card, $1,600, $1,700. I mean, I get it. They're eBay. They're trying to cover their cost on fees, but I could see this card easily running into the $2,000 area just because we've seen a lot of crazy gold star numbers. I could probably just do a separate auction video, and maybe I still will because I do find it interesting. I do think we should focus on the prices of some of these cards. But some exciting news that I'm gonna just shoot out there real quick that we might come back on. I saw a gold star Reggie Steele and a PSA 9 hit $1,200. And then one sold not too long after for like $1,075. I bought that card for $650. I feel really great about that. We also saw a gold star Mewtwo, and right, these are some of the outliers, right? Maybe these are some of these shill bidded cards, and by shill bidding, I mean people that are bidding up the cards with no intention of buying them, trying to manipulate the market, essentially. I do think we see a lot of that with gold stars because they don't pop up very often, and when they do, everybody's trying to go after them. When I say everybody, I mean all of the other gold star fanatics, because there is a whole cult following and a community of people that specifically try and collect these cards or go after their favorite one. For me, that's probably the Rayquaza gold star and the Pikachu gold star and maybe the Gyarados gold star. They're all so good. But anyways, quite a few of these guys with 450 in population. I don't understand why the price is so high, and I feel like I got lucky getting the $1,350 price. Subsequently, a day or two later, there was one I wanted to buy and flip down the road. And that one sold for $1,500. Kind of wishing I would have taken that deal because that would have been an easy flip to $1,800, $1,900, I think. I do think this card can still fetch $1,800, $1,900. So I think there was definitely a spread there. But anyways, the population of this card in a PSA 10 gem mint is, I think it's sub 100. It might even be sub 50 or sub 80. I just know for a fact it's sub 100. And that is why the price for this card in a 10 really, really jumps up to that like $8,000, $8,000 mark. Prices are always changing on cards like this, but yeah, that the Gold Star Mewtwo, I probably just mentioned that, but yeah, $2,800 we saw a PSA 9 Gold Star Mewtwo go for. That was a record price. I don't even know if during the pandemic there were Gold Star PSA 9 Mewtwo's going for $2,800. That was an all-time record. I've never seen an auction go for that. And this was an auction, guys. This wasn't a best offer accepted, read between the lines, figure out what somebody actually paid, maybe go check on 130 point. Yeah, this was an auction. And if someone paid when it ended, they just bought the most expensive PSA 9 Gold Star Mewtwo. I do believe that it was a new cert. People are paying a lot of money, a pretty big premium for these freshly graded. There's actually a couple copies that Probstein just put up. If you are interested in these cards, I will definitely be checking out those auctions. But there's a Gyarados, there's a Kyogre, there's some awesome options right now popping up that I think are ripe for the picking. Sometimes you can get a really good deal on these auctions if it's just the time of the night, no one's looking at it, no one has time to bid, then bam, you can score yourself a really good deal. Or in my case, if you just send offers immediately, someone might accept a deal much lower than market. We've been seeing this card sell for $1,500, $1,600, $1,700. So I think the fact that I got $1,350 on eBay was a really good price. Now, let's look at what I actually got so you guys can verify that, damn, Orion really got a super, super clean Gold Star Mew. You guys can see these corners here. The only flaw, and I wouldn't even call it a flaw, I would just see it happens in grading sometimes. The only flaw that I initially found was a little piece of hair on the side here. And I actually just tapped the slab a couple times and it just fell out. So sometimes if you get a hair or speck or something, it might actually just like move around, because obviously you guys don't see that here, but there was definitely a hair right here inside of the slab. That was really annoying. Anyways, and I was kind of bummed out about that at first, but now we're all golden. Anyways, the centering is not too bad on this card. I really would have loved to see what this Gold Star Mew could have looked like if it had a Cosmo Hollow. This whole background obviously is non-hollow. It's got that reverse hollow effect. Just like the Charizard from Dragon Frontiers. So now we finally have the pair from Dragon Frontiers. I just did a post on my Instagram yesterday of Dragon Frontiers booster box. And I'll definitely be posting this one to the Instagram now that I have it. But I figured before I make a post, might as well make a video updating everybody, letting them know that I acquired the Gold Star Mew and that I am now, one card away from completing the Gold Star PSA 9 set, and that is the Gold Star Umbreon. Again, I've said this in videos before. At this point, I don't even care about making content necessarily. If I make videos, I get an itch, I want to make a video, but for the most part right now, I'm collecting hardcore, and that's really what I've focused on. The business takes a lot of my time, the bar takes a lot of my time, so there's really not as much time to make videos and think of stuff. So I've focused on what I can do, which is collecting and getting better at that and learning more about these cards. And I am really, really desperate to find that Umbreon in a PSA 9. So if anybody has that Umbreon in a PSA 9 and willing to do a deal on one, I would be really, really grateful for that. And it would allow me to complete a really major goal that I've had for some time now of completing the Gold Stars. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at the back of this card so you guys can see just how crispy clean. You know, for whatever reason, these cards are really hard to make stand out and look really, really good. There's no Cosmo Hollow, no swirls or anything like that. That's one of my favorite things, so it's really tough for me to appreciate these cards. But I will say, art-wise, it's an incredible artwork. I mean, that shiny Mew, I mean, when you compare this to the modern Mew we have today, the Bubble Mew, I mean, there's just no comparison. This is the OG shiny Mew right here. This is the one right here. But I still appreciate modern. Guys, when I'm kind of wrapping up most of these Grail cards that I'm going after, I plan on going very heavy into the Grail modern cards that I think are going to do really well down the road. And Bubble Mew is one of them. I know that people are going to eat that kind of content right up because modern is all the rage. So I do look forward to making that content, not necessarily to sway anyone, but just to tell people like the cards that I think are the coolest cards right now in this era that I think people should not sleep on, that I shouldn't sleep on. But I recognize that if I'm going to go after older stuff, I'm going to lose that opportunity to collect modern stuff at a better price. Maybe. The other thing though is they have revved up the printers in Pokemon. These cards, modern cards are everywhere, guys. You might have a tough time down the road paying higher prices for PSA 10s, but if you're buying cards raw for your binder, if you're buying cards raw for your binder, I don't think there's any rush to go after those cards. Cards like this, very, very hard to find raw these days, very hard to find in great condition these days, and the ones that do get graded and fetch high grades sell very quickly, especially when they're for a decent price. But here you have it. We have the two of these now together. They look awesome. I'm stoked to have these. It has been quite the journey. And now we're going to take a look at the back of the card. We're coming up on that 15-minute mark, and I'd like to keep the video semi-short. Something that I want to get better about is not just like ranting for like half hour. Anyways, let's take a look at this. You guys, one of the cleanest 9s I've ever seen. Look at this card. Look how clean this card is. I can't hide this. Like, this thing is crispy, minty. You can't make this up. I know you guys are, look for the white dots, please. Because this thing is so nice. This thing is so nice. And you see a little speck right here, but that's actually on the slab itself on the outside. That is not on the card. You can see that when I put it in different angles. That's just a speck. But holy cow, guys. This thing is stupid, dumb, clean. And while, no, I'm not going to take this out and crack it like we did with the Nidoking, which I ended up taking a loss on. And then I had to buy another Nidoking, which I now own a PSA 10 Crystal Nidoking, which I'm very stoked about that card still. That card is still one of my new favorite cards in my collection. Love it. Yeah, this is one of the cleanest 9s I have ever seen. It looks really good in the graded guard. The whole collection is really coming together now with all these gold stars. And for me right now, less is more. This game room, I've mentioned this several times, but we are coming up on the due date of our baby boy. So he's coming in December. So right around the corner. So people keep saying, well, the game room is still there. Well, trust me. The minute we decide we fully need this room, and we're not just having the baby in our room, this room will be changed into a baby room, and I have no idea how I'll go on. I'll probably just make videos in my sunroom from there, figure something out. Maybe we'll move into a new home and I can set up in a loft somewhere in a separate room and I can do all of this over again. But I really appreciate you guys for supporting this channel and coming out. We actually have our regular live stream tomorrow night, so I look forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun. We're going to open some more Crown Zenith. We might open a Battle Styles booster box. I've been talking about this for a little minute now. I would like to open one of these since I have so many of these at this point. And I never opened that box before. But yeah, exciting time. I just really wanted to share this with you guys. I'm really excited about this card. And this card is super underrated. It looks so good in person. It's definitely going to become one of my top 10 gold stars now. I love it. Without further ado, I'm going to let you guys go. Let me know in the comments, is there something you'd like to see? Are there videos, subjects we should touch base on, videos you'd like to see me make? I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the hobby right now. I know Surging Sparks is all the rage right now. I know a lot of people are talking about that Latias. I would have to say the Latias might become one of the top 5 or at least top 10 cards of Scarlet Violet. We've seen the Pikachu, we've seen leaks of the Pikachu EX. It's a beautiful card. It's an awesome card, but I think the Latias is really going to take the cake with Surging Sparks. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that card over the next couple years with all of the Scarlet Violet SIRs. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Modern is kind of heating back up. We saw with the well, where did I put it? Let me go grab that real quick. We saw with the 151 Zard that Modern is heating up right now. So cards like this, hitting like $700 in a PSA 10 is kind of ridiculous. So, but I think this card I think is one of the single biggest indicators of what's going to happen with this modern market with Scarlet and Violet. I think it's the moment we've all been waiting for the cards in Scarlet and Violet to age well, and to start really picking up value. A lot of the people that have put their hearts and souls into Modern have been looking forward to this. I've been rewarded heavily seeing the fact that I opened a lot of 151 and I actually have 6 of this card. So I actually have 6 of these mint raw right now. I'm really excited about getting these graded when I have time. And I also have to call GameStop back and check in with them and see, hey, did you guys get your crap together? Are you grading now? Because I would love to drop off, 2 or 3 cards for y'all to get graded and start my membership back up again. I just think that it's pretty dope that GameStop is doing that, and I'm not too worried about dropping off cards with them because most of the cards that I'll be dropping off will be like modern, cheaper cards. Anyways, that being said, appreciate you guys. We did keep it below 20 minutes, so that's a new record for me. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day. Make it a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.